Good morning and welcome to Good Morning. It's a Grow Joy Day. I'm Kathy Freeman and I am so happy you're here with me today. I am the owner of My Art Sisters, an art group, and the Grow Joy Journaling group. So, as you're starting out this day, whether you're just relaxing, sitting back and sipping some coffee, or if you're busy in the middle of something and you're just listening, let's stop and take a minute and take a deep breath in and blow it out. And just allow ourselves to relax and really get present and ponder about some of the things I'm going to be sharing with you. Because my intent for this next few minutes is to give you something inspirational that will enliven your day, send some good vibes your way, and hopefully bring you some little bit of extra joy. Now, this month of March, in my groups, the My Art Sisters, but especially the Grow Joy Journaling, we're focusing on the theme of value. And when I speak of value, I'm talking about one of the 7 needs, that need of value, to feel valued, to not only value others, but to value ourselves and what we contribute to the world. So to be able to do that, I'm going to share with you a little story about Emma. And I'm going to read this to you so that I don't leave any of the details out. Emma had always been a hard-working and dedicated person. She gave her best at work, in her friendships, and even at home. But despite all of her efforts, she often felt overlooked and undervalued. Have you ever felt that way? I'm sure that every human has. Where we just feel like we're overlooked, we're overworked, and we're undervalued. She didn't feel like she was receiving the appreciation she deserved, and this left her feeling drained and disheartened. So one evening, Emma decided to take a moment for herself. She sat down in her favorite chair, opened her journal, and began writing about her feelings. Now, instead of focusing solely on what she lacked or what others hadn't recognized in her, she started listing the things she had done for herself and others. She realized how many people she had helped, how much care and dedication she had poured into her work, and how resilient she had been through tough times. She reflected on the times when things had been hard, like the time she managed through a difficult project at work, or when she supported her friend through a personal loss. Through these reflections, Emma began to see her own strength, and for the first time for a long while, she recognized her value. The next day, Emma walked into work with a new sense of confidence. She was no longer waiting for external validation. She had already acknowledged her worth and resilience, and it made all the difference in the world. When faced with challenges that day, she approached them calmly, with the quiet strength of someone who knew her own value. Her resilience came not from others' recognition, but from her own understanding of her capabilities. Now, this story is a great representation. It kind of reminds us, and it helps us to understand how important it is to acknowledge our own value, to recognize our strengths, the effort that we put forth, and those accomplishments that we have accomplished. It gives us the inner strength to face life's challenges, and it builds resilience within us. It helps us become more aware of the strength that God provides for us, that strength of support as we put forth our effort. When we rely on Him and trust that He equips us, we find that courage that we need to navigate through difficulties. So important. Because I know I have done this before, kind of just waited for the validation of others. Instead of waiting for that validation from others, we can step out without fear. We can give it our best and especially lean on God for strength And all of this empowers us to face things with challenge, those challenges in life with more confidence, with a little more grace, and definitely greater faith. Now, in My Art Sisters, let me see where I put that. In My Art Sisters, this first week's project is this little cactus, this painting of this cactus. And so I thought that would be a good theme. It kind of represents, a cactus is really a powerful symbol. I don't have cactuses in my garden or anything, but if you think about cactuses, they have this symbol for value because it represents this resilient strength and growth even in challenging environments. The cactus thrives in tough situations, in tough conditions. Much like how we as individuals often grow, when we're put in a tough situation, we grow and we develop. And we start to see this part of us that we didn't even recognize before. And it gives us a sense of self-worth and value in the face of adversity. It's kind of tough as we're going through it and we really can't see what's happening. We're just trying to hold on for dear life. But when we're through it and we look back and we start to kind of notice some of those things, God's worked with us and we have built this inner strength and this resilience that we didn't really know that we had or that we didn't recognize before. And it gives us this sense of value, this understanding of what we can do and what we're capable of. So I'm going to take a few minutes. Let's turn down the camera now, and I want to go to my art table and share with you a little project that I thought I'm going to put in my art journal, a cactus. And I'm going to write down in this journal, this particular creative reminder. And if you're new, creative reminders are these positive statements that I have in a library for the members of the Grow Joy journaling group. And so I picked out one specifically for this project, and I'm going to read it to you for a minute. And it says, and just a side note, if you're getting my emails, you'll find it you should have found it in the email. So go look in your email. And if you're not seeing my emails and you are signed up for emails, go to your spam folder because more than likely they have been dumped into that area of your emails. And if you're not a member of my email list and you'd like to have some little reminders and some things popping up for you each week, then go to KathyFreemanArt.com or realpositivechange.com, and you'll scroll down that page and you'll see where we can connect and you can get on my email list. So now let me go ahead and read to you what creative reminder I'm going to be putting on my in my art journal today. And this is in section 669, and it says, I go forth and live with conviction and absolute determination, acknowledging my value and self-worth, knowing that God's strength is with me every step of the way. I stand firm in my purpose, not waiting for or needing others' validation to encourage me. With resilience, I remember that no matter what challenges I face, I have the ability to adapt, grow, and thrive. My worth is already within me. Just like the cactus, strength to bloom even in the harshest conditions, as I rise above challenges with confidence and grace. I too can feel this inner worth. All right, let me go ahead now and I'm going to turn down the camera and let's follow along as I create this little project. All right, this is my journal, and typically I do it horizontal, but today I want to do vertical and open it up. And I've already drawn out here just a little loose cactus, and this is on watercolor paper, and so I'm going to just play with it. I'm not going to make it realistic or anything. I just want to play. I want it to be similar to this little project I did for myself a while back, and this is done with watercolor and thread. I had the best time creating this, so I wanted to show you this because give you a little bit of spark of inspiration if you can add something to yours. Okay, I'm going to use my watercolors. I've got several palettes out here. large watercolor brushes. Let's start out by kind of spritzing my palettes here. Make sure you can see this. I want to start up here at the top. It is challenging. Oh, I need a larger brush. I need something that holds more water. So I'll get my large one here. I love this one. It says 18, a size 18. Round tip. And I'm just going to saturate this paper a little bit here with some water. And I'm going to grab this. This is kind of a lime green, but when you put it on, it tends to go a little yellow. So we'll just play with it like this. Add a bit of a blue-green to this. Trying to keep it from touching my other papers. Put in the comments and I'll comment back on it later. But if you have an art journal, have you done art journaling before? I use my art journal. Usually, typically, a lot of times art journals are a place that we store our, projects we're working on, or we are working through something. And so, but I like to put all of my positive statements in it. All right, that is quite bright little thing there. And I do have, if I need to just because of time, I'm wondering if I need to raise this up a little bit higher for y'all. I think we'll be fine. I'll just watch and keep moving it up and down. Let's work down here at the bottom. I'm going to grab, let's see, a brown. I love this, just letting it kind of bloom out, let it flow as the water hits it. Let that dry for a minute. Let's move right over here to, let's work on this back one. I'm going to put a green to it. I'll grab my olive green. Let's do this one too. This is a great representation, though, of this, isn't it? For resilience and it's going to be very impressionistic. Just really enjoy letting the color flow around. And let's grab some up here and begin bringing it up onto this cactus. Like that intense color right there. I'm not going to try to, I'm going to leave that. Bring this down a little way so you can see. Grab some of that and let's bring it. Kind of pooling right there where the stitching is, so we'll move that down, bring it over to this other side. All right, let's see. While that's wet, I'm going to let's lift up some purple and add to this. I just love the combination of the purple and the olive green. I'm still using this big brush. Let's see, let's bring it up here. Put it right over that green. Makes this eggplant color. Oh, I love it. Just love it. Now the beauty of doing the art with as you're journaling in that is it creates this state of mindfulness where you're really focused. And so I find it's hard for me to sit and carry on the conversations so I don't read too much of the comments, just because I really focus in on what's going on. with the project that I'm working on. Okay, let's make this one out here in the front. That. It's going to grab a bright yellow. What I'm looking for is I'm more of this, I want this to be quite vibrant. And so I'm covering and putting this paint, this watercolor, on the lighter areas and leaving the darker areas where the green is already. See, we could put a little bit down here. And the layering of the color is creating this wonderful texture on here. See. Add some water to that and just let that kind of bleed itself out. Let's see, another green. Where's a different green? Let's grab this green and work on these down here. So anyway, as you can see, I'm having to move that back and forth. You can see, but I love that. It's pretty simple, I know, but I'm loving that. Where the flower's going to bloom out. On this, I'm going to put grabbing some of the color that's already on here, because I have a lot of this green. Bring that back and forth so you can see that. Now let's see if I've got a turquoisey color. This blue is not turquoise, but we could use it. Mix it a little bit with the green. Let's see, that is not the blue-green I want. Let's mix it. some blue on here. Let's grab the green now. Grab a little more blue. Put another little layer of this on. Going back to my yellow green, pulling that back in so it doesn't get too bluish. There. Add that yellow green back to this one. Help it to stand out a little bit. Terrific. Now, we'll put a little dry to this. Get that to dry quickly. Okay, now let's see this. The drying time always gives me time also to kind of ponder and think, okay, what am I doing next? Go with the feeling of it. Let's grab this hot pink, make some of these flowers coming out here. Pretty, isn't it? Okay, we'll come back up here to this one. Make that more intense, more vibrant. Oops, put you back on camera here. This one. See what happens if I kind of pull some of that color back off of it. Just with a clean, wet brush. There. There we go. Look how wonderful that is. Oh, I love that. Now, to finalize this up, this is not completely dry, but it's dry enough. I am going to use kind of a gold, it's called caramel. It's a little bit of a harvesty, you might say, yellow. And I'm going to put little dots on these. Let's see if this brush is tiny enough to do that. Yep. Just these little tiny dots. On here with the acrylic paint. So I'm mixing the two, acrylic and watercolor. Using this, you could use any color yellow you wanted. Tiny dots, some big, some small. Oops, that's a little large. And now, what we're going to do with this is we're going to create the flower for this one. I'm going to use my same color. And be a little careful if you are doing this, because the watercolor will, because once it's activated, it'll start to move a little bit there. I don't want it to move. It's so fun. I love this. This white spot in here. It'll be a big flower. Right there. Okay, clean that off. And I mix, this is kind of called flamingo coral. Gonna mix a little bit of that in there with it. Let's grab another small brush. Another tiny angle brush. Add this to us. Hey. There we go. It is perfect and ready for me to write my creative reminder in it. I love it. Thank you so much for watching this here with me. Let's come back on now. I'm going to go back to my screen with you. One more last look though. Look how fun that is. I am just thrilled with this and the colors. I'm going to write the creative reminder right up here. Put that up there. That'll be so perfect. All right, we just finished that project and I'm so glad that you joined me today. Remember to join me again next week. And as I come back on again, I'm here on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, and you can easily find me and my replays by going to myartsisters.com. That opens up my little art village and wellness retreat. Look up at the top at the little greenhouse. You'll see the Grow Joy. Click on that, scroll down a little bit, and you'll find the replays right there. And that's, you can see the other ones that I've done as I've started this. So don't forget to show up again next week, the same time. And I wish you a wonderful day, especially a day that's filled with joy. Thanks for coming.